Hi, I'm Val, your favorite English teacher. Remember, welcome to my YouTube channel. Choose any video and play it in the background while cooking, cleaning, driving, doing anything else if you want to have some extra English in your everyday life. Let's go. Today, I want to discuss some TV shows that I've watched and liked. We'll take one of oldies but goodies. We'll take one more modern but still, getting a little bit old. And another one, brand new, 2025, I think, maybe 2024, not sure. Friends is, I'm not sure, but I think the most famous TV show in the world. Even if the person hasn't watched it, the person probably has heard something about this movie, about this TV show, at least the name and maybe even the names of some main characters. So for those who don't know what this is, I will talk about it and I will share my opinion, and you can decide whether you want to watch it or not. So Friends is a TV show, is a sitcom about 6 friends who live in New York in their early 20s. The characters grew up and became real adults. In the beginning, they're really almost teenagers, yesterday's teenagers, beginning of their 20s, and in the end they're adults with families, with serious jobs and apartments or houses and children. Some of them are even with children and stuff like that. So it's really interesting to see how they grow up and how they become different people. They all go through challenges, they all go through difficult situations in life, and I guess why it's so popular and so many people know about this TV show and love this TV show is because you can relate. The situations are not from some, fantasy, imaginary world that never happened to me or anyone I know. No, it's quite the opposite. At least, maybe not with you, but with someone you know, with some of your friends, with your families, with someone at work, but these situations happened, Yes, maybe you don't have a partner who turns out to be gay. What happened with Ross, he was married to a woman and she found out that she was gay. Yes, maybe it didn't happen to you, but he's divorced. A lot of people get divorces in the world. It's not something uncommon, definitely. A lot of people have children from different marriages, from different, partners. That's also something not very uncommon. And this is just one character. There are 6 main characters, so you can understand my point, I hope. I feel like 95% of situations you can really relate to. Coming back to the beginning, there are 6 friends, as I told you already a little bit about Ross. He's one of the main characters. He has a sister, Monica, and she's also one of the main characters over there. Monica is a cleaning freak. Again, you definitely know people who are cleaning freaks. My grandmother is like this. My grandma is a Monica. Everything has to be clean. Everything has to be washed 3 times a day. And she just cannot live, differently. She doesn't have another way of living. This is how it's supposed to be for her. So Monica is like this. She goes through also some relationship with men, not very successful, some breakups, some really sad breakups. Again, we all can relate because we all had some really sad breakups. We all dated jerks, and all of them date some, not very nice people, and you can absolutely find your ex somewhere there in one of the episodes of Friends. Monica has a high school, not just high school, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they've known each other since middle school or something, according to the story, all life friend, Rachel. and Ross has had a crush on her for years, again since 9th grade. He has had feelings for her for a very long time, all throughout all school, but then their ways got separated. But in Friends, in this TV show, they kind of come back together, and you can see that Ross is still super awkward in front of her and around her, and he cannot really manage these feelings very well still after all the years, and after unsuccessful marriage even, he still has some feelings towards Rachel, and he cannot really get over them. So again, we all had our first love. We all remember this first person who we had a crush on. With Ross and Rachel, you can definitely relate to these emotions that Ross feels towards Rachel, and I think this is amazing. Ross is a weird character. I'm, by the way, not a fan of this character at all, but this line of his emotions toward Rachel is really sweet. Ross also has a high school friend, or like a friend from school. Again, I'm just not sure. I don't remember when exactly they met, in high school or middle school or something, but from school. They've known each other from school. His name is Chandler. He is the joker. He always makes jokes, sometimes inappropriate ones. He's the guy you cannot really come to when you have a problem, when you need some kind of a solution. He can only give you some sarcastic joke or just a joke, but he's really nice in cheering people up, so he can really bring the mood up. But very often you can see in this TV show awkward situations because he says something inappropriate. He also has a weird family situation, not very relatable, but again, not something impossible. He also goes through breakups. He also goes through this annoying ex that all your friends know. Again, also something really relatable. If you have a group of friends for a long time, some of you definitely have the annoying ex that everyone knows and everyone dislikes, basically. Another friend, another guy is Joey. Joey is the playboy of the group. He changes girls easily. He's not very intelligent. He's not very well educated, but he's trying to become an actor. He's the dreamer of the group. And I also think that's something that we all can relate to. That we can understand. This guy, he just pursues his dream and he goes for it. He tries, and again, he goes to auditions, he gets rejected, and he tries again and again. And if you haven't watched it, I'm not going to spoil you whether he can really manage and whether he can really become an actor or not. This is really a journey that you are watching throughout all the episodes and all the seasons, and you really can feel this, you can be worried for him because, like, come on, man, do this. And he makes stupid mistakes sometimes, and he gets screwed up, and he gets bad reviews, and all these emotions that a person goes through when the person is following their dreams. And the last but not least, my favorite one, Phoebe. She is what they call an outsider of the group. She doesn't really have any connection, like deep, long-lasting connection with any of them. She was a roommate of Monica for some time. They were roommates, they lived together. She becomes a part of the group, and she's the weird one in the group. She had a very difficult and traumatic childhood. Again, a lot of people can really relate to that. There are some exaggerations, I guess, and some inconsistencies with her story. Sometimes she says that that like she lived on the street, but then it turns out that she has a grandma. Like, why would she live on the street when she had a living grandma? So there are some inconsistencies, and there are some things that we don't really know about her past. Maybe she was lying about something, maybe she wasn't, we really don't know. But again, she is amazing. She doesn't pretend to be somebody she's not. Believes in karma, she believes in energies, she tries to clean your aura all the time, but at the same time she's not like crazy or anything like that. She also doesn't really have any education. She's very simple, and I like how weird she is, and I like how she sometimes says something without any, thinking or without any regrets afterwards. We can also see her ups and downs. We can see her struggle with, for example, money world, and how she refuses it, that no, I cannot go and work for some company because this capitalism is bad, these kind of things. But then we can see that she changes. Again, all of them evolve and all of the characters change, and Phoebe is not an exception. She also changes, and you can see her development as a person, development as a social human being, and everything. And yeah, so that's the 6 friends: Ross, Monica, Rachel, Phoebe, Chandler, and Joey. And we can see their stories, and we can see their life journey, basically. That's a sitcom, but some episodes really make you cry. Some episodes really make you feel good about yourself. Some episodes are really stupid, honestly. Some episodes, when I rewatch, I want to skip because I just don't like the situation, because I think, for example, this situation could never happen with a thinking human being. Like, yes, people make stupid mistakes, people don't understand some stuff, but some situations are really too ridiculous. Like, I can't stand how ridiculous they are. But overall, this is a really legendary TV show. So if you watch it at least once, you will understand a lot of jokes on the internet, definitely, because a lot of jokes are based on this or that situation from France. For example, the famous "we were on a break." If you know why, like where it is from, you can understand a lot of jokes. The same thing about everything else. Like, if someone calls you a Monica, you can, again, if you watched Friends, you can easily understand what they mean. If someone says, "oh my god, you're such a Chandler," again, you can really understand what they mean. So absolutely watch it at least once. And if you have watched it already, let me know in the comments who your favorite character is, and in general what you think. Maybe you have a favorite line, maybe you have the least favorite line. Who is your least favorite character? So let's just go to the comment section and discuss it a little bit. The next TV show I want to talk about is The Big Bang Theory. Again, another TV show that you have to watch at least once in your life. If you heard about Young Sheldon TV show, Young Sheldon is based on the character from The Big Bang Theory. So Young Sheldon is a prequel of The Big Bang Theory. Basically, it tells a story of Sheldon. Sheldon is the main character in the Big Bang Theory. Sheldon is a genius, and it's not a sarcasm or anything. He's an actual genius. His brain works like nobody else's in this world, almost maybe. He is the guy who was born in a very simple family in Texas, and he wasn't even supposed to be there, because his family was very simple. His siblings are very usual kids, but he turned out from very beginning, it turned out that he was a genius and his brain works in a very different way. So The Big Bang Theory is about Sheldon when he is already an adult. We can see the stories from his life. Again, we can see an amazing character development, changes that he goes through. Because he's a genius and because his brain works in a very different way from other people, we can see his struggles with normal, usual social, aspects of human life. How much he struggles, how much it's difficult for him to communicate with others. But because it's, again, a sitcom, it's a comedy, everything is full of jokes. There are a lot of things that you can learn, actually, even if you don't understand. Sometimes they speak in a language, like not even in English, because they talk about physics, and he's a physicist. You don't really need to understand all of it. So if you start watching and they start discussing science and all of a sudden you don't understand and you become, worried or nervous, don't be, because you don't have to understand all of that. This is not the point. The point is everything else, his friends, how they behave and how they grow as people together. Basically, we see the story of this young physicist, genius, Sheldon Cooper. By the way, one of my cats' name is Sheldon, and it's not an accident. We chose his name because he has a sister, a twin sister. We took two cats at the same time. We love the TV show, so we thought, okay, twins, one boy, one girl, Sheldon and Melissa. Because Sheldon Cooper also has a twin sister. Her name is Melissa, so that's hence the name of our cats. Sheldon is asking me to play with him. He brought a toy and he's making the noise to make me pay attention. Genius, right? Maybe it's the name. So definitely give it a try. The Big Bang Theory. Also a lot of episodes, a lot of lines. Sheldon is the main character, yes, but also there are other main characters. There are his friends. There is his best friend Leonard and his roommate, and we can see the struggles of coping with a genius in your apartment and in your life, and how much patience it takes, and how much you have to care about a person to, deal with their interesting sides. There is a really weird guy, Howard, who makes inappropriate jokes, who is a real creep, honestly. But again, as always, as it always happens in good TV shows, we can see his development and his evolution as a person as well. There is also a little weird guy, Raj. He cannot talk to women. He just gets frozen and he cannot open his mouth. Not a single sound can come out of his mouth when he's in the room with a woman, because he's so shy and he's so embarrassed to talk to other women. But again, as I said before, there is a character development, and you will see how it changes and why it changes and how much it affects his personality as well. So absolutely give it a try. Watch The Big Bang Theory. And the same, if you have already watched it, go to the comment section. Let me know your favorite character. Let me know your favorite episode or favorite line, and we can discuss it in the comments. And Kirill is creeping out, and what's your favorite?
Sheldon Cooper.
Why?
Of course. Because his English is amazing. And he's super smart.
And the last TV show that I want to talk to you about is super modern. As I said, it's 2025 or 2024. I can't really remember correctly, but it's super brand new. It's on Netflix. It's called KAOS. It has only one season, unfortunately. I really hope maybe if I keep talking about it, if I keep asking people to watch it because it's so great, maybe we can, bring a lot of attention to it, and they will decide to continue the production because it's such an amazing TV show. But as I read, maybe it's not the truth, but what I read was that it's too expensive. Because it's a fantasy about gods, and there are some, special effects that you have to have when you have a fantasy about gods. They say that it's expensive and that's why they stopped, and they're not going to continue. It's not just that it's expensive, but it's expensive and not a lot of people watched it. That's why I'm really hoping that a lot of people can watch it, and we can, why not? Internet is powerful. The idea is that there are gods, Greek mythology, and these gods live among us basically, kind of. So it's modern world, modern technologies, everything that you have around you right now, but in a little bit different way. Like, they really believe in these gods, like people really worship these gods. There is even human sacrifice once a year that happens. So there are some, changes. That's why it's a fantasy. But oh my god, the story is so amazing. If you know at least some gods, if you know at least some story, it will be even more interesting for you to watch. But even if you don't know anything, it really doesn't matter. You can just watch and enjoy. I don't even want to say anything because there is only one season, and if I'm not mistaken, 8 episodes only. So it doesn't matter what I say. I can, spoil something, and I don't want to do that because this is one of the best parts of this TV show, that everything is so unpredictable. Nothing you think might happen will happen, actually. So it's really worth your time. I promise. If you watch it and you don't like it, let me know. I will take it back. But until you do, just trust me. Go find it, give it a try, watch 1-2 episodes. If you don't get hooked, sorry, maybe fantasy is not your genre, but thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little talk about 3 TV shows. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Don't forget to like this video, it helps me. Have a good day and see you next time.